Right, welcome back. Now, day 2 of this bitumen and sand thing. Interesting comments, I appreciate all of them. Some funny ones as well. It's a wild idea. There was a product a few years back, kind of a car accessory shop product called Sandtex, which was similar to this. It had kind of an elastic property to it. It must have had some sort of rubber in it as well. And you painted it under your car, under the seals of your old Ford Capri and stuff like that, and it stopped them rotting. So really I've kind of just nicked the idea from that, to be honest, but it does work. Now it's dry now, as dry as it will be for it being just overnight. It's 5 o'clock the next day now, so I'm just going to put a second coat on it. Really, it's a bit boring, so it's going to be a quick video, nothing much very interesting, probably one to sort of scan forward, but I want a second coat on it. I'll show you what I mean. It doesn't quite look as good as I wanted it to, and it's then going to get a second coat of bitumen, just plain bitumen over the top, which is really glossy. I found out how it comes out like thick gloss, which is all bad. I want that. So it's going to get some black ball paint. So there's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4 coats of paint and 2 coats of sand on this underneath when it's finished, and then it will just be tough as old boots forever. I want to show you how tough this is as well. Let me show you what I mean. Right, just for fun, I did this bit. Did this bit as well. Took one of the spare planks, just did the back. Incidentally, there's the finish. Now these shiny bits are kind of where there's not much sand. It kind of scraped away in the first layer, so that's why it's going to get a second coat. And where it's shiny, that's just where there's less sand as well. All these areas here, all these sandy bits. So I'm just going to give it a second coat all over. Just looks like it needs a second coat, really. Seems a shame to bodge it. If you're going to do this, you might as well do it extensively. But I want to show you this. This is a layer of it, and this is a hitting stick. And look, put it in the light. Look at that. It just doesn't want to come off. Kind of stays a bit soft. But just doesn't go anywhere, doesn't come off. Brilliant. So I think that's a success, as they say. Well, that's a bit of snatched up wood now, but there we are. So that's going to get a second coat. Let's get it mixed up, start laying it on. Seems the easiest way to get it in the pot. If I tip that tin, it's just going to pour down the side of it. Make a bloody mess. Don't need that. Now that whole coat yesterday has used about 1 inch out the top of that tin, which is brill. Plus this now, this bit. And I would imagine this is going to go on a lot easier now because there's a coat on there already sealing it. So this would just kind of slide over the top. Lovely. I swear to God, I'm going to put my hand in this in a minute and find a poo. I just picked up a massive scoop of this sand. Didn't really sieve it. And they do let dogs on the beach. Bit thick, that one. That's it. And it goes on a lot easier. Second coat, I guess it would do. Stretch it a bit thinner. Kind of really doesn't look A lot different to last night, but it does. Kind of does in the flesh. Because you get these little bits of sort of red trailer showing through where the old primer still shows through, and second coat's just completely covering it. It's definitely worth it. It's working it right in the joints. So that's pretty much what I wanted to achieve. Kind of like a skin, like a thick sandy skin. And being bitumen, it's not gonna split, as you saw with the hammer earlier on. It is really tough when it's dry. Now this I'm gonna leave now for possibly the weekend. I'm going to leave that before I put the blackboard paint over the top. I'm going to paint the blackboard paint over the top of that to make it matte black. Even though you won't see it when it's going along, it stays sticky and it smells. This stuff stinks, it really does. This smells like an old creosoted fence. It isn't nice stuff, and I believe it keeps smelling like that because it's bitumen. It's just kind of tar, it never dries, it stays soft. So I'm going to coat it up with some blackboard paint just to seal that in and prevent that smell or the fumes. Can't hurt it, and it will look matte black as well, which is all good. So I can't do much more. I'm going to leave that for at least 48 hours to harden right off completely before I do anything else. That's 2 big thick coats of the sand and bitumen, and I like that. That's good. So there we go. Not very interesting, I'm afraid. Just a second coat of that paint. It's a pretty simple idea. Like I said earlier at the beginning, you can make this yourself. You could once upon a time buy Tetra Seal. You may still be able to buy it, I don't know. But this I've made my own, and it's fantastic. Now it's like a thick, sort of slimy skin over the surface, and that's going to dry, and that's going to look like probably truck bed liner, which is kind of what I wanted it to be, but it's not. It's just sand and bitumen paint. I'm going to coat it up with some blackwood paint, make it look good, and that will be the bottom finish. Then I can spin it over, do the sides, get the fenders on, blah blah blah, keep going. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. I always appreciate the support and the comments. Take it easy, ride safe, and I will see you for the next one.